Oh, this is interesting. There was a bill today that brought forward by Representative David Leavitt that would allow military families to have either a preference or priority listing when it comes to accepting students into charter schools. Let's listen to a little bit of David Leavitt present that.
What this bill is all about. What this does is this ensures that the children of families with at least one parent or legal guardian on active duty or active guard reserved receive the priority admission into a charter school. By adding these families to the existing list of admission preferences, this bill provides greater educational stability for military children who frequently face school disruptions due to relocations. Prioritizing military families in charter schools admission process acknowledges the sacrifices.
Yeah. Oh, cut off abruptly there. That's okay. So yeah, again, trying to honor families that have to move and travel a lot to make sure that they're trying to get into the education places. There's two interesting things to note here. One is that should we be giving preference? I know when we go to the airport, the military get to go on first, and I'm fine with that. I'm not saying I'm not against that. And I love the idea of treating the families that make the biggest sacrifice in our country. But I know that there were some people that there was some question and some pushback on the idea of this preferential treatment when it comes to education. That being said, though, it also shows how much more in demand charter schools are when it comes to other free public schools. Any opinion on that, Alman?
Um, I don't have a strong opinion on it. Obviously, we want to support military and military families. That there are conservative cautions about too many carve outs, too many preferential treatments and prioritization of things. So that's always something you have to be worrying about. But Representative Leavitt, who's a veteran himself, obviously makes a good argument that when you're serving and you're taking your family with you, their lives are disrupted continuously. So trying to find some stability there is pretty helpful.
Yeah, I agree. Representative Dale Hawkins self-admitted that he sees both sides of the argument for and against this kind of preferential treatment, and he had some great wise words, as he always does. Let's listen to that for a bit.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I a little like Representative Harris, going back and forth in my mind on this, and I do see a need to give some preference to the families that have sacrificed their lives, their planning. They've turned themselves over to a government and they go where they're told to go. And that is not their choice. I mean, they chose to be in the military, but the rest of it is what happens. But I do hear some echoing in the room that concerns me, and that is, if a family is in a charter school system and they have one child and the next child's getting ready to go, and that child gets bumped. And now that we got, as Mr. Harris, Representative Harris explained, you have a family that lives in the area that's now uprooted and has to do two different schools. This is where I've got mixed emotions about the bill. I will support the motion to send it to the floor. I'm going to do some personal research between here and there and see how much of a issue this has been for other states, if any, and see if there isn't some way we can take a better look at this. So, I may get to the floor and have a different opinion, but for now, I do support the motion.
Yeah, so very, very, very wise, good consideration. It's good to do your due diligence.
Yeah, Representative Hawkins is always, we can always count on him to bring a very common sense, rational take to everything. And that's not something I thought of. I don't know what their prioritization is. I know some schools, it's like the school choice tax credit. It has a prioritization built in saying that, the first priority is people who've already been in the program. That way, once you've committed to it, you don't get kicked out. Second priority is people making under a certain level of income. And then after that, it's everyone else. So, maybe they could make sure that, people, younger siblings of people who are already in the school are still prioritized. I don't know. But it's, of course, with any law, you've always got to be aware of unintended consequences.
Yeah, very good. All right, Alman, let's let everybody know where they can find you and what you're working on this week.
Well, jumpstatechronicle.com. As always, last night I wrote a long article about how the school choice bill relates to homeschooling and why I think it's reasonable to support. But go read it, make your own decisions. At Gemstate Brian on Twitter. I'll stick around here. I believe something's happening this afternoon in health and welfare.
It's 1031.
The health district
health
one.
district boards. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will be there for that, and we'll try and live tweet that. That's your call
Very
out.
good. Will you be testifying as well, or just monitoring it?
Probably not. I try to just I could testify on everything because I have a lot of opinions, but I try to testify on things that are just within my personal experience. So I'll be there though, and I'll be watching.
Okay, very good. All right, Alman, we'll check back with you tomorrow. Thanks again.